Welcome back to Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit. We're at the island fort southwest of Kotra. You're in a series of tunnels carved out of a huge rock promontory. This natural tower is mostly hollow and filled with a small lake, which the Sliths have built narrow stone docks on. The caves are extremely chilly, moist, slimy, and uncomfortable. They're not quiet, though. They're filled with the echoing hisses of dozens of deadly Slith warriors. We may not be able to handle them in mass, even. Oh, that's a lot. That's more than I thought. Stab, stab. Heal the crap out of you. Shoot. I think we need some training in our offensive skills before we can really do this, but... well, we'll see. Yeah. That's quick load. Okay, we're not doing the island fort yet. That's fine. You walk back in there. What do we got over here? Oh, that's fire lizards. Which could be bad, depending on how consistently tough they are. So they're not the weakest enemies in Abaddon. Alright. Going west may be a mistake. But I just want to see if there's any stuff, you know? There's just kind of a bunch of stuff in corners sometimes. You stare down into the deep hollow here and see slithering over the rubble many huge serpents. They're lovely creatures, all rich shades of emerald and scarlet, but they're not at all tame. You also feel there's some other presence here, something sinister and powerful looming somewhere above you. The sense of dread is overwhelming. I just want to see what's going to be here. That is a... that is a beholder. Alright, let's save going west. For the most part. No, we have an entire Avernite fort right here. Let's take advantage of that. The fort doesn't have a normal gate made of iron and stone. Instead, the passages in are blocked by a series of magical barriers. Similar barriers have also been erected to repair holes in the walls. There must be a strong magician presence here. Without the magical barriers shoring up their defenses, the warriors here would be in a difficult situation. The slith bodies at the fort perimeter make it clear who the enemy is. As you look around, a soldier peeks through a window. "Greetings, visitor. Please say your name and business here." Tell them your name. He nods and writes the information down. Then a few moments later, a gap opens in the barrier. He says, "Come on in. Can't be too careful the way things are nowadays." Actually, you might be able to help. There are lots of soldiers in Fort Dranlon. We kind of want to hunt down, Logron, but I think he's going to be northeast. They're exhausted, battered, and determined. For as long as you listen, they tell stories of repelling Zerakai raiders, inflicting many casualties from behind these stone walls. They're an admirable crew. You can't help but ponder how much the Empire lost when they discarded them. Stockpile room. Notably, it's not a lot of it isn't stealing. Quiet stranger. The man sits at the table sipping tea. Hello. He nods. Who are you? He's silent, then looks up at you. Do you fight for Avernum? Whenever I can. And if that meant fighting the Empire? Yeah, I long for revenge. Then you're foolish. But you may perhaps be my kind of fool. If you wish to meet those who share your madness, who wield the scimitar with courage, ask the barkeep at Barga. I'd like to know more. I'm sure. Yet, that is all I will say. Excuse me, I must have prepared to journey on. He returns to sipping his tea. Doesn't say anything else. Interesting place to recruit. Oh, Commander Rosie. Deliver the message to Commander Rosie. She opens it, reads it, swears, and crumples it up. You politely point out that a fee for delivery is expected. She pays you a few coins, grumbling and cursing all the while. 50 coins. This woman wears a heavy steel breastplate. The craftsmanship is remarkable and the style is fairly modern. Must have recently been brought down from the surface. She wears the insignia of a commander. She nods to you. Welcome, warrior. I'm Commander Rosie. This beleaguered fort is under our control. Ragged as you saw, but still standing. Are you in charge of this fort? Yes, I'm in command here. This unfortunate fortress is the front against the eastern arm of the Slith menace and the first line of defense. What fort is this? This is Fort Dranlon. It's worn and cracked, but still standing steady. Tell me about the Sliths. The Slith Zerakai? They're nasty warriors. Powerful mages. They batter the walls with fireballs, trying to knock them down. Fortunately, we have a mage to repair them, she grunts. If only we knew what they were planning. I've asked the castle to send me some scouts to gather intelligence, but I've had no luck. Who's the mage that protects your walls? Merwin. She fills the holes with magic barriers. If it weren't for her, the fort would have fallen long ago. I could try to figure out what the Slith started planning. Really? She looks you over. Well, I have my doubts, but you're welcome to try. The Sliths have a fort on an island due south of here, and a lot of their operations start there. If you could find some of their plans there, bring them to me. How can I get there? You need a boat. I don't have one to spare. All of ours were sunk by Slith raiders. You might find one in Kotra. Is there a bounty for killing Sliths? Bounty? Why, the reward of slaying an enemy of Avernum should be enough, but if you could kill the head shaman of the Slith settlement across the river to the west, I'd gladly give you a reward. Tell me more. The Sliths have a village at the north end of the swamp across the water to the west. Well defended, but not a true fortress. I sent scouts to investigate, but their shaman detected them, led the hunt against them himself. What happened to them? We saw them die. The shaman and his servants hunted them from the water's edge, straight across the river from us. Then, she shakes her head. We saw it all. What's the importance of the shaman? Not much, he just looks over after a village. They grow crops, fish, raise young Slith Zerakai so they can grow to destroy us. But he killed my men before my eyes. For this, he must pay. Nice armor. Thank you. It was my armor when I was an Imperial soldier. Why is it still undamaged? A minor enchantment purchased by me when I was on the surface, back when I could afford such foolish vanity. You're an Empire soldier. Doesn't that make you my enemy? No longer. You see, I was one of the soldiers at the portal where prisoners are thrown into Avernum. Then, as years went on, I started to sympathize with those exiled here. At last, I felt I could serve the Empire no longer. I threw myself through the portal. Now I'm one of you. It is uncomfortable, but to me, honor is the important thing. Yeah, though years went by, though. Justify it however you want. You were a servant of the Empire. She shrugs. Look around you. Look where I am. Look what I fight. I pay for my crimes every day. If you're unsatisfied with my efforts, that's no concern of mine. Any holes in the walls? She laughs. You're kind. Our walls are more hold than stone at this point. It's only great vigilance and cunning that keeps Fort Dranlon standing here. How long can you hold out here? As long as we need to. I'm an Avernite now. I will not fail. Alright, bounties we can't handle yet. Because Slith enemies are pretty tough. Merwin. See a short woman with long curly brown hair and a tired smile. She wears the traditional robes of a magician, and her fatigue has left her even paler than the Avernum norm. She gives you a little bow, recognizing you a kindred spirit. Another tired warrior of Avernum, come to Merwin's humble workshop. I hope you do not have any great need. Keeping our defenses active takes all my energy and more. What's your job at this fort? Oh, I don't know. No official title. Whatever is asked, really. Working with the army, I suppose, getting to see lots of sliths really up close. What do you think about them? Cruel, strong, they have admirable mages. It's tempting to dismiss them as simple savages, but they're really quite... She starts to nod off. When she comes to, she's lost her train of thought. How do you help the army? You lend them a fireball here, a haste spell there. At least that's what I do some of the time. Most of the time, I put up magic barriers. But you need to put up barriers. You must have seen the state of our walls when you entered. You see, the Sliths have a lot of mages. They've been hitting a wall with spells, trying to knock it down. I fill the holes with barriers. Then, when need be, I dispel them. It's a difficult trick to learn. Dispelling barriers? Can you teach me how to do it? She looks uncomfortable. This isn't something I'm supposed to teach. Very private mage information. Of course, we might work something out. There's a Slith town past the swamp to the northwest across the river with several of their mages inside. I believe they have a tome inside, which could help us learn more about the magic of our foe. Bring it to me and I'll bend the rules and teach you how to dispel barriers. Why is it so difficult to find one who will teach you how to dispel barriers? Simple. A mage teaching someone how to dispel barriers is like a homeowner giving someone the key to his house. We can no longer cast barriers to defend ourselves. Can you teach me any magic? I'm far too busy for that, and too tired. Most students go north to Formello or south to the Tower of Magi. She sighs. But if you're in need, I suppose I can give you a few pointers. Alright. Give me improved Bolt of Fire. Improved Call Beast. And improved Days whenever I can learn. I assume that does not teach me day. Oh. When did you learn Days? Alright, let's change that over to Days. I wish I had more hotkeys, but trust me, Days is going to come in great handy. And protection. That's going to be... I assume. Let's see. Confuses all nearby enemies. Huh. I was thinking it was targeted, but that's, Oh, that's G-Forge. And Abaddon. Tell me more about the fort's defenses. You can see much of it for yourself. It falls to the warriors to fight off the Slith raiders. They come to me to create barriers to patch up the walls until they're able to do proper repairs. Making the barriers is draining, but it keeps us all alive. Tell me about the Slith Tome. A Slith prisoner swore up and down to me that their mages have this powerful tome in their town nearby in the swamp. If we had it, we could learn a lot about our enemy. I can tell you a little more than that, I'm afraid. Can you teach me to make the barriers? Yes, as soon as I have 5 years or so to spare. It's particularly delicate and demanding art. How long do the barriers last? If made with the greatest of care, practically forever. When I make them quickly in these miserable conditions, a month or so. Alright. Talk to sages in town or read books and dungeons to learn spells. Okay, so... Got it. You can get improvements from trainers and from books, and also improvements are also learning the spell in the first place. Good to know. Oh, Bolt of Fire. 30% chance to cleave. Oh, that's really important. Todrick? A young man in long robes greets you. You can see that he wears a thick chainmail tunic underneath them. He wears a baldric with an Ankh design on the chest over his armor. He has a fresh scar on his forehead. I'm Healer Todrick, he says. Are you in need of aid? Can you teach spells? Yeah, we can get... Call Storm. Freezing your foes and knocking them back. War Blessing. Blesses nearby enemies, enabling them to hit more often and do more damage. Combat. Root Smite. Might as well. Okay, and I already have... Only bought one level of Miner's Heal. Unless it just means, okay, the spells you start with count as bought. Summon Shade. I think Call Beast is more important. What services can you perform? I provide healing for the soldiers of the fort and travelers. I also occasionally help in the fighting. He touches the scar gingerly. Did you get that scar fighting? I'm afraid so. I'm not too good at it. Not too long ago, a Slith swung one of those nasty two-pronged spears at me, and I didn't duck quite fast enough. To tell the truth, I'd rather be in a nice quiet chapel somewhere. Traveling. Have you done much traveling? Not enough. I love to travel. I've even been to the north. There's a huge cave up there. It's dangerous to go because of the spiders, but the sights are wonderful. My main goal is to see the crystal cave. What sorts of spiders were you avoiding? Not the dumb poisonous ones. Intelligent, nasty ones with magic powers. Aranea, they're called. There's a spire near the swamp in the cave to the north, and they all live around it. Scary things. Avoid them when you can. What's so special about the Crystal Cave? I've only heard of it. It's not far north of Kotor, or so I hear. Around here, there's supposed to be this really hard-to-find cave just filled with these humming quartz crystals. I've heard it's damaged and not what it once was, but it's still a sight to see. Okay. Nothing is free here. Ward Silo. Infirmary. An enormous man, clad in a thick leather jerkin, shuffles crates around behind the counter. No handouts, he says without looking up. I'm Ward Silo, the quartermaster. Anything you get, you have to trade for commander's orders. You're a ward. Right, sort of like a sergeant on the surface. Important enough not to be a grunt, not important enough to be important. What do you have here? I'm the quartermaster. I keep the soldiers in armor and stuff. I also have supplies for travelers who have the bad luck of being near here. What kind of supplies? You can buy food from me. I have plenty of spare rations. I have some missiles for if you need more. This voice gets quieter. I also have tools, weapons, whatever your sort needs. What do you carry? Iron breastplate. Minus 10% hit chance, but it brings me up to 22% armor on the body slot. 4% chance to evade. Costs 2.5 more pounds, though, which is... I'll think about. Iron broadsword, lemonwood bow. A short bow, which is still not as good as the capewood longbow. Or even the crude longbow. Shield ring for 360. Reflective pants. Pants with 10% curse resistance. I'll pick up the shield ring for you. You're in the front row often enough. Any work for adventurers here? Go talk to Commander Rosie. She's the one who can help you there. I don't need anything else. Other pants are an upgrade. And that is the fort. Pretty much. I guess. Wait. Shannon. A heavy-set woman with blue robes and a staff watches the river carefully. She has a serious expression and short brown hair. She says, I'm Siennan, a sentry. Shh. Why are you watching the river? Shh. Watching for sliths. Be very quiet. Sliths can attack this way? Yes. They're very versatile and they can stay underwater for a long time. The sliths approach underwater. We have to keep the dock here to get supplies by boat. Usually I only hear the littlest noise before they come up. Shh. Stay silent. Siennan appreciates it. She says nothing else. Alright, well that's Fort Dranlon done. Oh, I can access that building there. No, I can't. Well, I probably can. There's probably a secret door here. Yep. There's a small, serene underground lake here. On its shore is a small shrine. There's nobody here, and the shrine seems to have been abandoned. Enter and search the building. The shrine has apparently been abandoned for several years. There's no sign of combat, fortunately. Altar is bare, and there's little more than broken seats and trash. However, in its side alcove, you do find a large, beautiful quartz crystal. Take it. I assume these quartz crystals are adding up to something in the crystal cave. Let's see. Actually, let's head back down. Past Kotra. Because there is supposedly that crystal near a statue in Fort Avernum. Wait, no, that one is Kotra. There is a statue in the fort, though. There are these stone pillars. See this guardhouse. No one gets mad at you for going places, luckily. Janice. Meet a middle-aged woman who seems to be in a big hurry. Like everyone else you've met, she's extremely pale. She's holding a crude clipboard. She nods to you. Greetings, I'm Janice. Don't come to me for supplies. I just count them. Don't give them out. What are you doing? I'm in charge of supplies for the fort. The soldiers, they do their own cooking, but I'm the one who come to for the food and weapons and clothes. It's tedious work, but it keeps me busy as long as Daryl is stationed out here. Tell me about the soldiers. Yes, goods lads and lasses, everyone. Well, most everyone anyway. Just between you and me, the best get sent to the front. To the north, where all the Nephilim are, and to the west to fight the Slithzerakai. Avernum is a land of constant warfare. I doubt Andrew told you that when you arrived. He didn't want you to succumb to despair. Not right away, anyway. Who's Therill? She smiles mildly. My husband, the sage. He helps new arrivals get acclimated. Being here depresses him terribly, being at the border and all. He's worried? Yes, about the Nephilim. He's convinced they'll storm the fort any day now. Who knows, he may be right. What are the Nephilim? The doom of us all, if the Sliths don't get us first. Lots of them have been sent down here, along with the humans. Many migrate to lower caverns, but many more stay here, determined to take our land. A large tribe of them lives to the north. They don't usually arrive at Fort Avernum, by the way. They tend to appear to the north. Where do these supplies come from? The Empire. They send down things we need to survive from time to time. Livestock, food, alchemical supplies. They arrive in the caves below along with the people, and we send carts down to haul them out. Why does the Empire give us things? It's a mystery. Maybe a few officials on the surface have actual honor and they don't want us to die. Or, more likely, it's a reward for something Avernum does for them. What might that be? I don't know. Nobody tells me. She taps her clipboard nervously with a chipped fingernail, eager to return to work. That's all for now. Crystal is left near a statue. Oh, I see. If I can dispel things, then I can steal... Oh, wow, that's a Gatewood longbow you can get in the first town. Statue in the port. Maybe they meant down in the cave? Arrival cave? Because it was about the arrival, like the pylon or something. There was no pylon down there. Or the portal. Did I record it? I did not. You know what? It's background. Logron probably took it. That's my best guess. Also, I have that wine. Really? You're really gonna try this? Approach and talk to the gremlins. As you approach, they perk up considerably. As you wonder why, they suddenly rush you, taking you by surprise. Then they recede, taking your bottle of wine with them. As you watch, they begin a wild celebration, their depression cured at last. One of them shouts to you, "Thanks, we haven't had fun since the Empire threw us down here." Then they run off into the woods, taking their treasure with them. If you wanted, you could enter the grove. In one corner of the grove is a patch of thick lichen. It's an unusual breed. The grayish-green tufts sparkle slightly. Some of them look fresh, good enough for potion making. Oh, nope. Take 2 sets of healing herbs. Alright. Then there's the matter of finding a hot spring. You encounter a stray, lost group of cave cows. They must have wandered away from a nearby farm. You try to round them up in hopes of gaining a reward, but they're surprisingly nimble and stubborn. Eventually, they escape. See, I've checked this campground, right? Yeah. This was... we couldn't identify it, but here... we have cave lore now. This was some kind of watering hole. Here's the Nephirim. And hit protection. Because I don't know how tough they are. Reasonably. They just happen to be all targeting one dude. Excuse you? Very rude. Well, that one did target someone else. Pop a healing potion and keep chunking at the same one. You need to be given a healing potion. Go ahead and use that AoE, though. Kill that one. Heal you this time, mixing things up. Take a shot at the Spiritist. I'm just going to go back and heal anyway. Actually, you have a healing potion you can use, and then you go ahead and stab. Ow! Use a potion, step away. Oh, stepping away takes a lot of AP. Well, definitely not going there yet. But it's good to have confirmation. I guess that really does just leave heading north, though. Out of the Eastern Gallery and toward Formello. Actually, wait. There's a combat trainer down here. They're expensive as all get out, but I have money. That'll be a solid way to end things off. Training hall? What do you do here? Can you teach me to learn about that? Oh, wait, no, that's... I thought that was, attacking skills, not movement skills. Well, and also they're way too expensive. Quick action would be so good on everyone. Ow. Alright. Next time on Let's Play Avernum, Escape from the Pit, well, Fort Dranlon's favors are a bit tough for us, but we do have some direct stuff taking us north. What the heck is that? Hot spring. Oh god, the hot springs are all the way north. Oh, it actually tells me where a lot of these things are going to be. That's interesting. So we have something on the extreme north and the extreme west to do, but that's going to be a while. Alright, next time, to Formello.